Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift is a prime example of how black women are constantly overlooked when it comes to commitment, longevity, proposals, weddings, and these men choosing us. Prior to Taylor Swift, um, Kelsey dated Kayla, who was a black woman, for over 6 years. And that wasn't enough time for him to realize he wanted to be with her, to build a legacy, to propose, to commit. But 2 years was enough. Now, somebody might argue me and say, well, maybe Taylor Swift was more his type. Maybe that may be true. But how is a girl not your type if you're with her for 6 years? If you ever been to a college graduation and you see the graduates, have you ever seen the young white women and how they have their rings already? 23, 24-year-old women already proposed to because there's a plan. They have a plan in life that they know that they have to get married, start family, start legacy, and build up from there. When it comes to black women, they just want to make us baby mamas and leave us, and they just want to never.
Wait a second. I think I'm missing something here. So Travis Kelsey dating Kayla and not proposing to her, but then for 6 years, and then dating Taylor Swift, and and then proposing in two, is is black men's fault. I don't see the correlation where it's a white man dated a black woman, then dated a white woman, and then the black men are in this equation. I get sometimes when we have a feeling, and then we were trying to make the information and make the conclusions fit that feeling, so we can say a point. Or we're just saying stuff that we just want it to be hot takes, but this is a conversation that black men have just sat out. Like, this is not about us. Like, we didn't date. There's no black men in any of these relationships between two of these women. Like, this is just another opportunity to say it's a black man's fault in the community. Guys, before we continue to dissect this one, continue to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, so sometimes you might miss uploads. Um, it's the best way we can just, if we interact more with these posts, with some of this stuff on the channel, it's the best way to bring it out, bring new people in. Let's YouTube know, hey, this channel has an actual audience. It's here to stay. It's going places. So getting back to this one again, when you want to make black men the enemy, it's a very easy thing to do. Just it's very, very simple. There's plenty of stuff that black men have done that is just irritating, it's wrong, it's hateful, it's just downright awful. Sometimes they're absent of scenarios. If we're just going to, like, let's for a second, let's sink into this one and let's say what she's saying is absolutely factual. Black man's fault, right? But if we're looking in a scenario, saying, right, Kayla Nicole was with Travis Kelsey, and he, even after 6 years, he didn't see fit to propose to her. Yet he went to a white woman. He went to Taylor Swift, and in 2 years saw what he needed to see to propose. There are a host and a litany of reasons why there may be differences here. One, I would think that it was an opportunity to go and look at your own personal life and your own personal experience and say, wow, Kayla Nicole, if she's going to be a representative of black women, you're going to say, what was it about me that he didn't see fit to propose to? That's how I would take it, rather than saying that somehow it's an outward problem. He just saw that this one made sense for him. Sometimes, right? And we often wonder this, when you're with someone and for such a long time and it doesn't go anywhere. There's no sort of motion towards a serious commitment as a ring or some marriage. But the next relationship, he does, and quickly, or maybe not as drastic, but he does things that you always wanted him to do with you, and then you sort of left with feeling like, is there something, that's wrong, that he's wrong for that. Yeah, sometimes relationships, unfortunately, they're stepping stones. They're opportunities for us to learn more about ourselves and learn what we like, what we don't like, and what irritates us, what we can live with and we can't. We learn that maybe we did not set boundaries, or sometimes we learn that our boundaries that we set were crossed. Everything is supposed to be a lesson. And if you take the time to learn the lessons in between these relationships, you should come out better. You should come out understanding, this is what I'm looking for. You should come out more or less more like dialed in and saying, "This is what I want." You understand now that you have less time to play around because you took time learning the game. Again, this is genderless advice, right? This men and women can completely understand this. So when Travis Kelsey comes into this next relationship, he may see that, wow, there are things that are so different in this that I can do this for the rest of my life. Maybe Kayla Nicole taught him things that he did not want to put up with any longer. Say, okay, I learned what I cannot stand, I cannot deal with. Maybe he was supported in a different way. We don't know. What we do know, and again, now we're removing ourselves from this sort of woman's sort of hot take on it. What we do know that black men had nothing to do with this. Yeah, sure. Again, like black men, yeah, are we at fault for a lot of stuff? Sure. Yeah, I'll never be on this channel say no. That's not the case. I'll never put the blame squarely on any gender. But in this case, this equation is devoid of black men. This is just not us. We had nothing to do with this. Kayla Nicole dated a white man. Taylor Swift dated a white man. Said white man dated a black woman, dated a white woman, and got married to the and is is engaged to the white woman. That's the equation. No black men in there. So this is one of the things that it's a good learning lesson. Like maybe we sit back and see if you could have access to Travis Kelsey, you could ask him, and maybe some interviewer has done that. I'm not closely following this. I'm just like, okay, great. But you can ask, maybe someone asked him, well, what did you see in your last relationship? What didn't you see in your last relationship that prevented you from proposing? What was it about Taylor? Was the fact that she's a billionaire? That helps. I'm, I'm sure that helps. Um, you don't know. So when in the absence of actually having a sort of concrete sort of proof, I would hesitate to say that it's black men's fault. I would look at it and say, if this is just a simple equation, what is the constant? White man chose black, white man chose white, decided to go with that. I'm not here to say that something was wrong with her, but if you just look at that equation, he preferred to go with take it away from being a black and white thing. This is a question of because obviously Travis Kelsey, he likes them both. That's fair to say. He likes them both. What he did say is like, this is a better fit for me. That's the takeaway. It's not even a hot take. That's a simple takeaway. Taylor Swift is a better fit for me than Kayla Nicole was. Forget about going 50-50. Forget about any of that nonsense. What it just comes up, forget about being a black or white thing. It just came down to this woman is better for me. Full stop. Right? Before we make it, and more importantly, the highest lesson in this one is that black men had nothing to do with this one. Nothing at all.